What if the future is already written? Every day the world seems to be spiraling out of control, heading toward an abyss from which there may be no return. Natural disasters wiping out entire cities, economic crises toppling governments, wars threatening to ignite a global conflict. Everything points to the fact that we are on the brink of something monumental, something that will change humanity forever. And the most terrifying part is not what is happening today, it's the fact that someone warned us about it decades ago. Before watching the video, write in the comments, "I open my heart to a miracle of prosperity. I accept, receive, and give thanks for all the gifts that life has for me. The universe is working in my favor." A woman, blind since childhood but with an inexplicable ability to see the future, left behind prophecies that, over the years, have come true with chilling accuracy. From the attack on the Twin Towers to the rise of a president like Donald Trump, her predictions have baffled experts for years. Every word she spoke seemed to foretell the most significant events in modern history. But there is one prophecy in particular that has caused absolute panic. Because according to Baba Vanga, the year 2025 will not be just another year. It will be the beginning of the end. If you want more hidden revelations like this, subscribe and turn on notifications. Don't miss a thing. For decades, this prediction was dismissed as just another apocalyptic warning, one of many that humanity has heard throughout history. But now, with rising tensions between Russia and the West, global economic decline, an increase in natural disasters, and extreme social polarization, fear has become real. The signs are there, becoming more evident by the day. And while many choose to ignore them, the truth cannot be escaped. But what exactly did Baba Vanga see in her visions? How could she predict what is happening today with such precision? And most importantly, what did she reveal about the fate of leaders like Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump in this looming global crisis? To understand the true impact of her prophecies, we must go back in time, to the origins of this enigmatic woman who, despite having no formal education, managed to foresee the fate of the world with terrifying clarity. Baba Vanga was no ordinary seer. She did not use cards, did not read palms, nor did she perform rituals to summon spirits. Her visions came to her as intense images, almost as if someone was showing her fragments of a future already decided. It all began when she was just a child. An accident left her completely blind, but with the loss of her physical sight, an extraordinary ability awakened within her. At first, they were mere flashes, inexplicable intuitions. But over time, her predictions became more detailed, more precise, and terrifyingly accurate. As the years passed, her fame spread beyond the borders of Bulgaria. People from all over the world traveled to her humble home seeking answers. Political leaders, scientists, and even secret agents tried to decipher the mystery of her gift. Some saw her as just an old woman with an overactive imagination. But others, those who listened closely to her warnings, knew they were witnessing something far greater. Because if there was one thing Baba Vanga made clear, it was that humanity's destiny is not a straight line. There are key moments, turning points, where a single decision can alter the course of history. And according to her predictions, in 2025, that turning point will be inevitable. Baba Vanga's words were clear. The balance of the world will be broken. Conflicts between global powers will reach a point of no return. Tensions that have been building for years will explode into a chain of events, leading to an unprecedented global crisis. A clash of forces will reshape the political, economic, and social landscape in ways we cannot yet imagine. But the most terrifying part of her vision is that she mentioned two key figures, two leaders with overwhelming power, two men who, in her visions, seemed to be at the very center of this global storm. The first, a man with golden hair, whose influence would shake the very foundations of the West. The second, a leader from the East, whose power would expand to unimaginable levels. Now, considering what is happening in the world, it is impossible to ignore the striking similarities between these figures and two of the most influential and controversial leaders of our time, Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. The pieces are falling into place. Events that once seemed impossible are unfolding one after another. And with each passing day, the world moves closer to the chilling vision that Baba Vanga described decades ago. But the most important question remains: can we do anything to change the future? Or are we doomed to follow a path that has already been set in stone? If Baba Vanga was right, 2025 will be the year that defines humanity's fate. And the worst part is, it may already be too late to stop it. History has shown us that ignoring past warnings only dooms us to repeat the same mistakes. But this time, the price could be higher than ever. The signs are there. The question is, are you ready for what's coming? If you've made it this far, tell me in the comments what you think about this prophecy. I'll be responding to the best comments. It's impossible to ignore the connection with two of the most powerful and controversial figures of our time, Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. Trump, an unpredictable man, capable of dividing the masses with a single phrase. A leader who defied political norms, shook the global order, and made it clear that his influence would not fade over time. His rise to power was not an isolated event, but the beginning of an era of uncertainty and conflict. On the other hand, Putin, a calculating strategist with a vision that extends beyond his own country. A leader who has led Russia into direct confrontations with the West, challenging NATO, shifting the balance of power, and pushing the world toward an unprecedented geopolitical crisis. And this is where Baba Vanga's prophecy becomes truly chilling. She warned that 2025 would be the year when humanity faces its greatest challenge. It wouldn't be just an economic crisis or a minor conflict between nations. It would be a global confrontation that threatens the very existence of mankind. A conflict that would begin with political tensions, with broken alliances and veiled threats. But in a matter of months, it would escalate to levels the world has never seen before. Baba Vanga described disturbing images, explosions consuming entire cities, a great shadow covering the earth, fire and destruction in every corner of the planet. For many, there is no doubt, this vision is a clear warning of a possible nuclear war. And if we look at the world today, this possibility no longer seems like just an apocalyptic fantasy. Tensions between Russia and NATO have reached a critical point. China continues expanding its military power at an unstoppable pace. Meanwhile, the United States clings desperately to its global dominance, unwilling to yield to any other superpower. The pieces on the chessboard are already in motion, and the question is no longer if something will happen, but when. But the most unsettling part is what comes after. Because Baba Vanga didn't just speak of destruction, she also spoke of a change, a transformation that would come after the chaos. According to her visions, after this period of collapse, humanity would enter a new era, a world where the rules that have governed our civilization for centuries would disappear completely. But what exactly did she mean? Some believe she was referring to the rise of an intelligence far superior to humans, a system that would rule the planet with unbreakable logic, without emotions, without corruption, without the weaknesses of human leaders. A machine with absolute control over civilization. Others think she was speaking of a new civilization, not a reconstruction of what we already know, but something entirely different, a new order, born from the ashes of the old humanity. But there is something even more shocking in her predictions. Baba Vanga mentioned that during this time of chaos, a shift in human perception would occur, a discovery so massive, so unexpected, that it would force everyone to question everything they believed about reality. She spoke of a moment when men will see what has always been hidden. For some, this means only one thing: imminent contact with beings from other worlds. And this is where everything takes an even more disturbing turn. Because in recent years, the world's most powerful governments have begun to declassify information that was once top secret. Reports of unexplained aerial phenomena, sightings that were once ridiculed but are now being analyzed by intelligence agencies and top-level scientists. What was once considered conspiracy theory is now treated as a matter of national security. Are we on the verge of an event unlike anything in human history? Are Baba Vanga's prophecies unfolding before our very eyes? History has shown us that ignoring past warnings can be a fatal mistake, and if her visions were real, then our time to prepare is running out. The question now is, now that you know this information, what will you do with it? Now that you know the truth, I have another video revealing an even more shocking secret. Click here before it's too late.